Hello, candle lovers. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Greg, and this is All Aboot Candles. I'm your self-proclaimed Canadian candle connoisseur. Let's get right into it. I have a review for you today from Bath & Body Works. This might be my favorite fall candle from Bath & Body Works. I mean, it's up there. Right now we have a lot of fall candles that I actually really like on the floor. Pink Lavender and Espresso, Cozy Sunday Night, Palo Santo and Sage. But this has been one of my favorites for quite a while now. It is Pumpkin Bonfire. I was not over the moon with this packaging, but it was okay. I had ordered this Pumpkin Bonfire online, and when it arrived at my place, I realized that the wraparound was like kind of all torn apart at the bottom, and it was really crinkly. And I had also had a candle in that order that was broken. So I called the customer service and got them to send me another candle. And they also sent me another Pumpkin Bonfire because of the crinkly wraparound. And like a good customer, I went into the store and did give them back the crinkly wraparound Pumpkin Bonfire that I didn't like. These were like luminary candles, and so they looked pretty when they were burning. I just wasn't huge on the color schemes and the leaf cutouts. It was all right. It's all right packaging. I wasn't thrilled with most of the fall packaging this year, to be honest with you, but hey, it is what it is. And this is one of my favorite fragrances, and because of that, this candle actually really bummed me out. I mean, the scent notes are white pumpkin, a bundle of clove buds, and glowing embers. And this candle just smelled absolutely divine. I mean, it's really one of my favorite fall scents from Bath & Body Works. It's a very deep, low to mid-range candle, and that the clove is really amped up in this candle. So if you don't like clove, which can be a bit of a love it or hate it scent note for a lot of people, I'd pass on this one. But I love clove, and I love a smoky candle. And I don't get too much pumpkin in this. Sometimes I think the candle companies really overdo it with those pumpkin spices in some of their fall candles. But this one, the emphasis is really on like a low range, sort of like smoky, glowing clove. And it's very woodsy as well. White pumpkin, Bath & Body Works tends to equate white pumpkin with sort of a chai blend of spices, and you get a little bit of that in this too. This is not just the white pumpkin scent note with the addition of the clove and the embers. This definitely is its own thing, and I really love it. And in years past, it's burned so well for me and been really strong. And that just wasn't the case this year. You can see that the wax has become a little bit discolored, but honestly, sooting and murkiness and dirtiness was not the problem with this candle. These wicks are kind of like, I wouldn't say they're the really thick ropey wicks. They're kind of like the medium sort of tree stumpy shaped wicks. And I have noticed with a lot of the fall candles from Bath & Body Works this season, these wicks are not doing very well. And this candle was really kind of a struggle from the first burn onwards. I mean, I really didn't want to give up on it. Normally when a candle is performing this poorly, I will put it either under the heat lamp or in my candle crock, but I was really hoping that this one would pull through at some point, and it just never did. It was always itty bitty wicks and teeny tiny flames, and the wicks had that like little gray, a little bit of like that gray soot on the top of them all the time. And so the flames just never seemed like they were flaming properly. And I should give a shout out to Katie over at Katie's Joyful Life. She's a real expert, especially when it comes to Kringle and homework. She's a real expert, especially with the new stuff. You should follow her if you're not. Katie's Joyful Life. I watched her review of Pumpkin Bonfire when the candle first came out, and my heart just sank. I mean, I probably should have just passed on it anyways after watching her review, because she had the exact same experience as me with this. Just really poor performance in terms of the flames and the wicks and the wax pool. It just never got to a point where it was pooling out properly, and I was desperately trying to baby this candle and save it, and nothing works. I even removed a little bit of wax at one point, and for me that is like worst case scenario, last resort, and it just never got burning properly. It was really disappointing. The strength and throw on this was probably still like a 6 or a 6.5, so that's not terrible. Like, I could smell this candle and it definitely had a presence about it. But in years past, Pumpkin Bonfire has always been roaring flames and Pumpkin Bonfire and a 7 or a 7.5 for strength and throw, and just a roaring success for me in years past. And this one was just a dud. This one was just a dud. And I don't know why they would mess with a good thing. I mean, I seem to remember it also having like the thicker ropey wicks last year and the year before, and white wax, and so I'm not sure why they would have tampered with it, because it was a beautiful performing candle for me before, but this year it was just itty bitty wicks and teeny tiny flames central, and it was really frustrating. It was really frustrating because I wanted it to do good and I did everything that I could, but man, it was a bit of a letdown performance-wise, guys. Wonderful fragrance. I mean, if you still find this on the shelves, like clearance, what have you, if you can skip it this year, I would recommend skipping it this year. This is the poorest performing Pumpkin Bonfire that I think I've burned ever, as far as my memory goes back and can recollect, but man, what a beautiful fragrance. If I could go back in time, I probably would have just lamped this or crocked it right from the start, but oh, I'm an eternal optimist. I just kept hoping that it would get better. As soon as it got down to the point where I could see the wick nickels, I just called it a day, because it was still, from top to bottom, just itty bitty, teeny tiny, puny flames. Such a bummer. Let me know in the comments below if you burned this one this year, what your experience was like with it. That's all I have for you guys today. Sorry for being such a bummer, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You should give me a thumbs up, like this video, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at allabootcandles and email me allabootcandles@gmail.com. And so until next time, my dear candle-loving friends, let's burn some candles and bitch about it. Bitch about it. Thanks, guys. Bye now.